I've been hearing a lot of Spirit of Jezebel talk, like so and so has the Spirit of Jezebel. My friends left a whack church and they started posting about my friends having the Spirit of Jezebel. Do you know anything about this movement? Question mark. All I know from the Bible is that Jehu had the eunuchs kill her, and she would then be in hell, so I don't think there would be a spirit of her running around, let alone bothering more than one person, as only Jesus can be everywhere.
You are absolutely right. I think that Christians do, all these catchphrases and Christians that are a little less biblically minded can get into this stuff. And so Spirit of Jezebel, they wouldn't necessarily say that Jezebel's spirit was going around hassling people, but they would say something along the lines of the demon that ruled in Jezebel's life and caused her to do all these things is the same kind of demon that's in you, and Spirit of Jezebel in that sense. And so that people come up with things like the spirit of divorce, or the spirit of anger, or the spirit of whatever. And you are right. Jezebel was a specific queen of Israel that was wicked on all kinds of levels, and that God judged. And so if you're talking about the spirit of Jezebel in the same sense that the term spirit in the Bible can mean mindset or attitude. It can mean your spirit. It can mean the Holy Spirit. It can mean a demonic spirit. And so the term spirit in both Hebrew and Greek has the same connotations as it does in English. So, for example, when I was a kid in high school, we would be in the gym during a pep rally, and we would say, "We've got spirit." "Yes, we do. We've got spirit. How about you?" And we're not saying that we've got the spirit of the Norte Vista Braves, coming up within us, and we're not saying anything like that. What we're saying is we are excited about our team and that kind of stuff. And so the term spirit can be used in a number of different ways. And so if somebody said, that chick's got the spirit of Jezebel, and what he meant by that is she's wicked and an idolater and wants to lead people into sin, and that's what they mean by that, I'm good with it. It's the same thing Jezebel did. She got the same mindset as Jezebel. And so if that's what they're saying, absolutely that can be a thing. But if they're saying that that there's a spirit that its job is to make people like Jezebel, that's Christian superstition. It's like when you this is one of those things. This is one of my pet peeves. When you're talking about demons, you're talking about fallen angels. These things are ancient and radically intelligent and radically wise in the sense, not in the sense of godly wisdom, but wise in the sense of how to deal with people and how to trick them and that kind of stuff. And saying, if I'm a demon and I'm tempting Matt, and I happen to be the demon of lust, and Matt's impervious to my temptations, I don't need to call Mike over. Mike's sitting right there, who is the demon of covetousness, to get him to go after Matt. I am totally and completely capable of doing covetous. I can do covetousness with. If I was invisible, I could make Matt covetous. If I could whisper in his ear, and I could make Matt lustful. I could tempt him in all those different ways. I don't need anybody else to come and do it. I'm just I've been around for 65 years, not 6,000, and so that whole idea is naive and superstitious on the face of it. It is not what the Bible teaches. And so again, you don't want to make Satan or demons a cartoon, because they're not. They're radically wicked, radically evil, and they are way, way, way smarter than you. And so you have to know your enemy when you're looking at this stuff. And I think a lot of people that get into this stuff they end up getting tooled by the enemy because they don't know their enemy. And so a lot of this kind of stuff gets people off the track. There is no demon of lust. There are demons that will incite you to lust, and it's every single one of them, that kind of thing. But there's no demon of lust, or spirit of lust and that kind of stuff. And so you don't need to have the spirit of lust cast out of you. What you need to do is you need to walk in the spirit instead of walking in the flesh. Whenever you look at Christian sanctification, which means making you more like Jesus, setting you aside for the Lord. Whenever you look at Christian sanctification, the devil is not mentioned. What's mentioned is your flesh. And so I need to put off immorality, and I need to put on godliness. And I need to put off anger, and I need to put on love. And, the problem is me. The problem is not the fact that I'm getting tempted. It's the fact that I'm open to temptation. And so if I make myself Teflon to what the devil's coming up with, or what a demon's coming up with, or what your friends are coming up with, or what the world is coming up with, if I make myself Teflon to that, it doesn't matter where it's coming from. And I'm going to end up winning. And if I don't, and I start coming up with these fantasies of this has got to be cast out of me or cast off of me or whatever you want to say, and that becomes your go-to fix for this stuff, you're not going to get fixed. And Satan knows it. And so all he's doing is he's trapping you. So you have to watch out for this stuff.
Yeah.